a lot of the builders in this market that we're in have eliminated some of the selections that they offered new home buyers because they're trying to increase the quantity of homes that they build. And so they're not offering custom features to new buyers. They're pretty much building the house and saying, this is what you get, take it or leave it. In Balmoral, you still see builders still willing to work with buyers a little bit. For example, building a basement. A lot of the new builds won't build basements. One, because it costs more money to build the basement and it takes more time. So Balmoral is one of the newer premium subdivisions that still have homes that are built with basements. I'm talking everything. Welcome to our channel, Living in Fort Wayne. If this is your first time coming to this channel, I'm Noye Dowles, and on this channel, we talk about everything there is to know about Fort Wayne, things to do, the experiences, places to live. We moved here a couple years ago. We never heard of Fort Wayne, and so now that we're realtors, we decided to make a channel about living in Fort Wayne. Today's video is about Northwest Allen County. If you're one of the people that got a job, you're getting a job, you're moving here, maybe you're a nurse practitioner, anesthesiologist, a doctor, surgeon, all those people, when they move to Fort Wayne, the cost of living, you see the prices for these homes and you're thinking twice the size of the house for half the price. We did a video about Southwest Allen County, what it's like to live there and what kind of houses and things that you can expect on that side of town as far as amenities and different places, big employers that are on that side of town. So in this video, we're going to talk about Northwest Allen County and what it's like to live in that area. Okay, so Northwest Allen County, for the sake of this video, we're going to use the boundaries of Northwest Allen County School District. We talked about Northwest Allen County School District in a previous video. You can check that out. And in that video, we basically talked about where DuPont Road is, and north of DuPont Road, going all the way up towards Huntertown is the north and south boundaries of that school district. So something that's important to note about Northwest Allen County in that area is this area was a rural area all the way up to the 1960s. So the type of homes that you'll see in this area are going to be built starting around about 1960 and after that. Any home built before that is going to be an older ranch style home, kind of like a farm ranch style house, but you don't see a ton of those anymore because a lot of those landowners have sold their homes to major developers and subdivisions. Something else to note about Northwest Allen County, there are less amenities than living in Southwest Allen County or even in the city of Fort Wayne, only because commercial development has been a little bit slower compared to the rest of the city. But again, that's because urbanization didn't really start until the 1980s. So let's get into a little bit of the history of Northwest Allen County. To note, the urbanization process started around about the 1960s when they decided to combine some of the smaller middle schools and high schools in the area. So they combined some of the middle schools and the high schools, and they created Carroll High School, which brought in more residential developments. Once the residential development started in the 1980s, and definitely by the 1990s, you started to see the urbanization process in full effect for Northwest Allen County. And so more people started to move into this area. Developers moved into the area. By the 1990s, Kroger was built over there off of DuPont. Scott was built off of DuPont. And so now people that lived this far north in Fort Wayne did not have to drive all the way down to Fort Wayne just for grocery shopping and some of the other amenities, which made Northwest Allen County a little bit more lucrative. But you will still notice a drop off in the number of amenities as you move further up into Fort Wayne, because again, a lot of this area was rural area. You'll see very simply, just from this, when you're driving down Lima Road, you'll look off and you'll see fields, large fields, acres and acres of land that you don't see, closer to the city of Fort Wayne. And even in Southwest Allen County, you can see some of that, but you won't see as much of it. A lot of people, when they think of Indiana and they think of Hoosiers, I think they would think of Northwest Allen County, this area. They think a lot of farmland, but that farmland is being converted into residential areas and commercial spaces. So to touch on some of the real estate movement in Northwest Allen County For 2022, so starting in January to June of 2022, we saw about 465 homes sold or pending sold in a 6-month period. And there's a lot of activity in some of the more traditional hyperactivity neighborhoods, Carroll Creek, preserves of Carroll Creek, rapids of Kiefer Creek, anything with Carroll in it, which is most of those subdivisions are in and around Carroll Middle School and Carroll High School. So there's always some turnover because once kids graduate or a year or two after their graduation, a lot of those parents, those homeowners or empty nesters want to move up or move down. But the average home price so far in Northwest Allen County is around about 350,000. Medium home price, 350,000. Now that's a lot higher than last year in Fort Wayne in general, even Southwest Allen County. But the reason for that inflated number is there have been many premium luxury subdivisions that have inventory has come onto the market in the first half of 2022. So the median home price is going to lower. Some of those subdivisions we talked about in a previous video, Cascada. Cascada's it's a mixed builder subdivision. So you don't just have your DR Hortons or your Lancia there. You've got MBM and some of the other builders who specialize in premium builds. And they have more variety of floor plans, and they're willing to, do some of the out of the box stuff. So when you have a mixed builder subdivision, generally the home prices in that subdivision are going to be higher than, I would call it, cookie cutter subdivisions, even if they're premium subdivisions. One of the subdivisions we've never spoken about is Balmoral. Balmoral has already sold 13 homes, some of which are not even complete. This is a premium subdivision. They've got a lot of trees, like not wood lined, but you have wooded area just adjacent in between the lots and in the backyard. A lot of the homes have pond views. We're talking, bigger size homes. 555, we're talking 5-bedroom, 5-bath, 5,000 square foot on a basement. And the reason I think Balmoral is so awesome and very cool and makes them even interesting is a lot of the builders in this market that we're in have eliminated some of the selections that they offered new home buyers because they're trying to increase the quantity of homes that they build. And so they're not offering custom features to new buyers. They're pretty much building the house and saying, this is what you get, take it or leave it. In Balmoral, you still see builders still willing to work with buyers a little bit. For example, building a basement. A lot of the new builds won't build basements, one, because it costs more money to build the basement and it takes more time. So Balmoral is one of the newer premium subdivisions that still have homes that are built with basements. I'm talking everything. You've got theater down in those basements, some of them with living spaces, with bathroom, showers. I think I even saw one walkout basement in Balmoral. So it's pretty amazing. Probably the best luxury subdivision that I've seen since I've in the Northwest Allen County area. Balmoral's off of Coldwater Road, an elementary school near there. But one of our favorite restaurants, Ted's Beer Hall, is there. They have live music in the spring and summer. They've got a very good restaurant. They got great burgers there. They also do their own beer, but they support they craft their own beer, but they also support other local brewers there. I can't think of the name of the beers off the top of my head. And downstairs, they acquired Double Dragon, which was a barcade that used to be near St. Joe's, I believe. But now when you go to Ted's Beer Hall, if you want to go downstairs, if you're into that kind of thing, I'm into retro gaming type stuff. So they have an all you can play. I think you pay $5 or $10. You can play, Pac-Man, the little driving games, Mario Kart. They have pinball there as well. TVs, board games, Jenga. So we go there sometimes to just, relax and unwind. So I really like that spot. That's one of the local restaurants. I always like to give a plug to a local business because, we love to support local. We think it's very important to support those businesses. So if you're ever up on this side of town, Ted's Beer Hall, we highly recommend that location. The other thing that I think is very important about Northwest Allen County, we talked about the urbanization process and how Northwest Allen County has moved from rural to essentially suburban. It's almost completely suburban at this point. You have homes on very large lots and those homes will never be broken up and put into subdivisions. So if you're one of the people, we get this all the time. People ask, like, well, one day I'd like to live in a house away from everybody on at least 3 acres where I can go outside, dress however I want to, do whatever I want in my backyard. And there's separation, not only space between me and my neighbors, but there's also separation between, there's wooded area between me and my neighbors. You know, to see my house, you can't see my house from the road. You have to drive a half a mile or a mile back just to get to the driveway of my house. So you see, there are a lot more opportunities for homes just like that in Northwest Allen County. And you still have some of the, what I would call ultra premium, some of the old school, like you have Chestnut Hills down in Southwest Allen County. Well, the preserves up in Northwest Allen County is just one of the areas where we're talking 800,000 and up for these houses, major estates on, like I said, 3 or 4 lots, but it's in a subdivision. It's a luxury subdivision up there in Northwest Allen County. One of the biggest employers, you know, Parkview Medical Regional Center, that has brought a lot of people to the side of town. It's a short drive. It's the shortest drive between here in Northwest Allen County and Leo area. Even some parts of East Allen County are pretty close to Parkview Medical Center, but a lot of the people that live up in Northwest Allen County work over in that area. So if you're one of the people that got a job, you're getting a job, you're moving here, maybe you're a nurse practitioner, anesthesiologist, a doctor, you know, surgeon, all those people, when they move to Fort Wayne, the cost of living, you see the prices for these homes, and you're thinking, wow, this is incredible. I can get a house, maybe a $600,000 house is what we consider luxury homes. 500,000 actually is a luxury home here in Fort Wayne, and a $500,000 house in Fort Wayne will cost you $1 million in any other city. So you're getting twice the size of the house for half the price. The biggest difference between Southwest Allen County and Northwest Allen County is there's going to be more opportunity to buy homes with bigger lots, and opportunity to find homes that are away from the beaten path, still in a rural area, not in a subdivision. And again, they have these areas in Southwest Allen County. However, they just don't have as many. You know, Northwest Allen County is so spread out. They actually have a new subdivision coming, should be coming up in 2022. Later on, they're going to break ground on it and start laying the foundation. They're already going to build the roads for it. It's going to be over by Carroll Middle School. It was off between, I think, Hathaway and Hand Road. And there's 460 lots are going to be over there. So Northwest Allen County is still growing. It still has room to grow. They have about 10,000 students that at the moment that they teach, but they're starting to look into potentially adding another high school and middle school. There's also not as much commercial development in Fort Wayne to support the influx of residential movement that we've seen in the past 5 to 6 years. But over going towards Union Chapel Road, there's rumored to be a Fort Golf coming. So commercial real estate is coming, more restaurants are coming, more amenities are coming. But I mean, it's really amazing. We love it. You know, you drive up Lima Road. I remember the first time we came up here and there was an open field, you know, kids were playing rugby. They have rugby up here and lacrosse. And you just see, you know, all these homes and all this suburban area with, you know, the ponds and, you know, yeah, it's man-made and all that stuff like that. But Fort Wayne Northwest Allen County is one of the fastest growing areas, one of the most lucrative areas in Fort Wayne, still very affordable. So that was our video on Northwest Allen County. If we left out anything or you had a comment, please leave a comment below, because that's how we come up with the content that we want to make and present to viewers so we can be helpful. That's the whole point of us making this channel. So we'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.